Yeah, we got about 10 seconds. We're there. Waiting on Wimkin. Sorry, folks. We got this is going to happen with a hurricane. So I guarantee we lost a server because it kicked Wimkin and Facebook at the same time. Totally going to happen. We're going to go back on Wimkin. And then we're going to wait for Kyrie. Yeah, we got about call again. 10 seconds. We're there.
All right. It says we're upcoming.
Waiting on Wimkin. Sorry, folks. We got this is going to happen with a hurricane.
Wimkin's live.
I guarantee we lost a server because it kicked Wimkin. All right. So I popped out of Wimkin.
We're on Twitter.
All right. We're going to wait for Kyrie to. Ooh, are we not on Facebook?
Let me look.
I'm not seeing anything from Facebook.
Let me see. We're up on YouTube.
There's Facebook. Facebook just clicked. Wimkin's good. YouTube's good. Rumble's good. And Twitter's good, it looks like. Looks like we're 5x5.
Okay.
All right, we'll just wait for Kyrie to call back. Because I promised him his minute. So I want to thank everybody for donations tonight and also purchasing some clothes. Looks like we had a bunch of coffee and clothes go out. Thank you. If you have not had a chance, linktapgo.com/thedumbshow. We've hit goal, but we're always looking to keep going and keep going forward. You know, we got that mortgage and, you know, I've got those people to con out of their money, according to some people. So if you don't mind, continue to support the show by going to linktapgo.com/thedumbshow. We would greatly appreciate it. Waiting for him to call back. What are you doing?
Trying to get on Facebook right now.
Facebook's good. I've got plenty.
I just have to reload everything.
Yeah, a lot of people probably
slow.
are not going to come back because we disconnected and people think it's over, but it's not. I'm waiting for him to call back, though. Any day. Yeah, I think a lot of people just lost the internet. It's servers. So,
it is. It's because of the hurricane. For sure.
Yeah. So from the eastern seaboard to the west, just in the United States, there are servers that are responsible for providing the internet, and we're getting skips right now too. And if those servers go down, you'll lose entire pockets of internet. Usually they don't stay down for very long, but this isn't a DDoS attack. This is a server issue. So we're back. All right. Oh shit. Call back. I hit the wrong button. Sorry, dude. That was me. I'm going to try to call him back. Oh, they're going to charge me for that call. $10. Go fuck yourself, Skype. Call me back one more time. I'm sorry. I hit the wrong button, dude. It's going to get juicy again. I mean, we're going to have a conversation. Kyrie, call me back. I hit the wrong button. I'm not kidding. I'm not jerking you around. I hit the wrong button. There it is. I got happy. I have my monitor turned down, so I didn't see it, and I hit the red button. All right, man. So you were saying that you felt that October 7th wasn't really the downfall, beginning of our fall from grace. That
I believe that was. And
okay.
With obvious reasons, and I'm sure that you agree with that, because prior to that, obviously,
I don't.
Okay, well, I'm not here to argue that either way, but we can.
Well, then you shouldn't have said it.
Then
you shouldn't have said it.
What was?
See, people don't get this.
Exactly?
Something that I don't agree with. See, that's not the way this works. If you say something that I disagree with and you say, I'm sure you agree with that, and I say, no, I don't agree with that, and you say, I'm not here to talk about that, well, then you shouldn't have brought it up.
Okay, that's fair. But all I'm trying to say is that I believe that there is a jacket that you put on me, quite a few jackets that I don't agree with. And obviously, since you're giving me the opportunity to talk to you about it, since I can't communicate with you in private, this is the only way that I'm going to do that. So number one,
well, hold on a second. This isn't a notification. This is a conversation. Number one, I'm not talking to my daughter. So this is the way she talks to me, and she wants to notify me, and that's not the way this works. The reason why we're not talking in a private setting is I find you to be a threat, and I don't put threats within my home. I have you on the show because this is where it started, and this is where it'll end. Unless you decide to take it to the next. Oh, hold on, I'm not done unless you decide to take it to the next level. And that's your own choice. And then that's a completely different conversation. There won't be much talking in that conversation. You're a threat.
Right. So,
And I'm not done.
okay.
So if you want another minute, shut up. Like I shut up for you. Great. So you're a
All
threat.
right.
So I won't bring you into my circle that isn't on the show because I don't have a relationship with you. I don't think about you.
That's your right.
I'm not
That's
done.
your right.
I'm still not done.
Okay.
Whether it's my right or not, I don't care whether it's my right. It's my choice because you were brought in to the show. You were given a voice. You were treated with respect. And you decided to go ahead, in my opinion, whether that's a jacket I put on you or not, decided to encroach upon that. And I decided to terminate the relationship that you and I had, which was purely as a fan of the show. Okay? So now you can go ahead and finish what you're saying.
Okay. So the other jacket that I wholeheartedly disagree with, obviously, your wife has mentioned that obviously, and you as well, saying that I have this bad relationship with women, or I'm a Chris Brown, or this and that. That's a serious jacket to put on someone. And I think that I have the right to disagree with that. Number one, you mentioned Chris Brown. Chris Brown has a record of actually doing this to a woman. Now, if you can pull up paperwork that says otherwise, that I've done these things, then that's a fair jacket to put. But I've never been in these situations before. I've never been in trouble for those types of situations ever in my life. And I also want to ask.
No, we're not done.
Okay.
No. We're not jumping to another subject. Nope. We're not jumping to another subject because now it's time for us to address your comments. Olivia would like to address something, and then I'm going to address something.
Yeah. So,
Sure.
for starters, Kyrie, you are an asshole and you hate women. The comments that you made to Amy today were absolutely ridiculous. And the comments you have made on the show before we banned you on every platform except YouTube were completely, you downgraded women. The comments you made were derogatory towards women. And every single comment you have made to a woman on this show has been rude and downright mean. You don't like women. You think women are beneath you.
I disagree.
And no,
I disagree.
I'm not done. This is where you don't get to interrupt me. This is my show,
Okay.
not yours. So shut
Of
the
course.
fuck up and listen, or get the fuck off the phone.
Okay, there's no need for theatrics, but okay.
Dude.
Theatrics, don't fucking piss me off. Okay, you're barking up the wrong tree, dude.
Yeah, dude,
You're barking
you don't
up
know.
the wrong tree.
You think you're tough.
We are not. We are in America, and in America,
Sure.
women
of
are
course.
equal
and
to
I love
men.
it here.
Oh my
That's
God.
great. I'm glad that you love it here. Well, stop treating the women here like you treat them in your country, because we're not in your fucking country. You're in America.
But it doesn't mean that
And
I
you
have
can't
to interact
treat
with
women
people
like
like
you
that
do.
if I choose not to.
All right. So this
And-
is
and
not.
here's
wait,
the
time
other
out. Time
thing.
out, honey. 1 second. This is not a conversation. You can take your mental notes, and I didn't have a conversation when you were talking. It's not a notification. This isn't a debate. You get to say your piece, and then we go ahead and respond. Then you get to say your piece, and then you respond. I get to go after her,
fair.
and you may not like it. You may not like it, but that's tough shit.
Fair.
Because I'm not going to like some of the things you say, but I didn't interrupt you and jump your shit. So hold the fuck on
Fair.
and wait.
The other thing I
Fair.
was going to say, Kyrie, is calling you Chris Brown. It's a joke.
That's my no. It's not. No, it's not. Don't speak for me. I said it. Let me handle the Chris
Okay,
Brown
you
thing.
got that one.
Thank you, ma'am. So here's the
all I
Chris.
wanted.
So
Fair
here's the,
enough,
I'm not
answer.
done. No. It's my turn now because then it's my turn, and then you get to go. There's two of us. There's one of you. That's just the way this works because we can't split it up any other way. Because she wanted to make a comment on your original statement. Now I'm going to address the Chris Brown thing. So why don't you speak plainly and assume, instead of assuming, why don't you go ahead and say it very clearly? What do you think I was insinuating by calling you Chris Brown and Ike Turner?
Well, it's obvious, isn't it? We know
No,
them for
it's
more
not.
than just their music, the obvious controversies.
What is it?
Smacking up their partner for whatever reason,
Okay.
which
It's funny.
has
but-
never been in my history.
Okay. So it's interesting that all the things, when I go ahead and think about Chris Brown and Ike Turner, that there are plenty of individual things that they did. One is riding a vehicle and having Tina Turner thrown off the roof, to holding her head underwater, to beating the shit out of her. But honestly, those things are just a few of the things. Chris Brown pummeling Rihanna into something you don't even recognize. But there was something, a hierarchy to that there was a more prominent indicator of who they were. It's interesting that you went right to their physical abuse, and I never made that insinuation, which shows me that there is something inside your psyche that pegged your own self like that and put that own jacket on versus me, because I'm talking about their degrading and mental attacks on women consistently. The degradation, the overall look at how they are inferior, and the things that you have demonstrated remind me of Ike Turner and Chris Brown and how they treated their significant others or people who they supposedly care about. And if you're on my show, we don't sit here and collect people who we just want to hate. This show tries to care about the people who are involved. So it shocks me that you talk about women the way you do, who are extremely important to this network. And it very much reminded me of Chris Brown and Ike Turner. But it is telling that you associated it with physical abuse, which tells me a lot.
Okay, well, fair enough. I understand that that is your opinion, that because I went directly into the record of them abusing women or having a record of that, only because, look, all these other things that you've mentioned about Chris Brown, degrading women, in what extent does he do it more than Snoop Dogg in comparison to, let's say, the Doggy Style album or maybe other R&B?
No, if you would like me to
singers out
call
there
you
that have done
Snoop
worse?
Dogg, I will. If you want me to call you Snoop Dogg, I will. Snoop.
No, please, come on. I'm not that great. Come on now.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
our definitions of great are two different things, but it doesn't matter what I call you.
representing our country in the Olympics is pretty awesome, don't you think?
I don't think somebody's merit is based upon their individual talents. I think it's how people act when nobody's watching, which makes it the most important. Yeah, that's what I think. I think true heroes are defined when nobody's watching.
Okay, fair enough. I can't argue with you on that. You're right. The other thing I wanted to address was when your wife mentioned a story about when she had a horrible interaction with a Middle Eastern man, right? And I'm curious about that because the reason why I'm curious and why I want to hear from her on that particular topic is because I can't imagine what she experienced or what she went through with this other Middle Eastern man that she has mentioned before. But I'm willing to bet that I've never treated her specifically in that kind of way, nor any other women have I treated in that kind of way.
All right, that's a fair question. Are you still going? You still going? Okay, go ahead. Finish up.
So,
no, wait, hold on. Time out. You got to go first. Let me premise after he's done. Go ahead, finish.
Okay, so all I was saying was that every time that I had interacted with Olivia, it was out of respect. I never disrespected her in any way, which is why, like, look, I understand. Okay, me and Matt have a disagreement, so of course this is the position that you have to take, but also just the jackets that are being thrown. I'm not going to act like I don't understand or act naive and act like I don't act like an a-hole sometimes because I'm just being honest. That's just what it is. And Matt, you have the same susceptibility to that as well. Again, I understand that part, but all I'm trying to say is judge me off of the interaction that I've had with you rather than the interaction that you think that I have.
No, I judge my interactions with you completely on your own words and your own merit, but that's immaterial because I've already made those points and I'm not going to make them again. You just did treat my wife like that because instead of talking to her, you're talking. You see it? Well, if you shut the fuck up for a second, you'll find out.
All right.
Let me explain it to you because you are talking through me at her. You call her my wife or Olivia. Instead of just asking her, you're communicating with her through me. First of all, we're not fucking Japanese, yo. And we're certainly not fucking Muslim. I don't give a fuck if you talk to my wife personally. Treat her with respect. Her name's Olivia or Miss Spear. Mrs. Spear. You got a problem with that? But you don't talk to her. You talk to me, which immediately is disrespectful because those are Japanese and Muslim culture. You don't need to bargain and have a conversation through me to my wife. If you want to talk to her, she's right fucking here. Use her first name and speak to her. That's disrespectful in its own self, and you know goddamn well what I'm talking about. So don't play coy and don't play naive. All right, well then you just demonstrate it. I know what's going on. That's why I'm calling you out on it.
Okay, so what is the big deal about that?
Because I am not her fucking keeper. I'm not her fucking keeper. Hey, you asked a question. I'm answering it. I'm not her keeper. You don't need to seek. You are in an exchange of a conversation of mutually assured respect that I have granted you for a limited period of time. That respect is also curtailed to Olivia and anyone else in this conversation. You don't need if you wanted to ask my permission in your culture and in your ways to communicate with my wife, then you just would have fucking done that. Instead, you're dismissing her and you're degrading her by talking to her through me. So you know the difference. I know the difference. And I'm telling you that that's a level of disrespect that you just applied to her in this conversation as you say you're not disrespectful.
So what do you prefer, Matt?
I prefer you say, hey, Olivia, I got a fucking comment. Not, hey, your wife, or hey, Matt, don't talk to me, talk to her.
Okay, then let's readdress that.
Olivia, I have a question. Let's try it. Let's try it together. Olivia, I have a question.
Okay. Well, Olivia, I have a question.
Okay.
My question is, what was that experience, that negative experience that you had previously mentioned about that Middle Eastern gentleman? What happened in that exchange in comparison to your interactions with me?
Well, for starters, in this conversation, when Matt was talking, you don't interrupt him, but you interrupted me, everything I said. And that right there shows disrespect. And when I called you out on it, you kept going. And when Matt calls you out on it, you shut up. So right there, that shows disrespect. So
I've
that's
done the
the
same
first
thing
thing.
to him, to be quite fair.
No, you haven't.
No, you haven't. So that's the first thing.
When I tell you to
Second
shut the fuck up, you shut the fuck up.
Rewind back.
I-
No, that's different. Obviously, because I want to hear what you have to say, not because I'm, bedazzled by your bravado.
It's not bravado to tell someone to shut the fuck up. If you were standing in front of me, I'd tell you to
You
shut the
obviously said that you wanted to have a peaceful discord, and
peaceful discord.
Look,
What
we all
are
have
you?
our own
What are
different
you? Fuck,
definitions of what it
dude.
is.
Are you serious? What are you? Are you Are you Amish? Are you a Buddhist? Dude, you are a fighter. You go in the ring and fucking go toe to toe with human beings in mutual combat. When you are in that ring, you throw fists. Do you take that personal? Do you think that someone doesn't like you when they're trying to fucking win? You're going to sit here and say that me telling you to shut the fuck up, it makes your tampon get all full? Give me a fucking break,
I never
bro.
said that. Again,
all right,
you're
then don't sit here and, well, I don't have to. You just said it. Play it back. Rewind it. Listen to me.
Yeah, I did.
You can say you're wrong, right? Can you say the words I'm wrong? Have you ever said those words in your life?
Of course I have.
Great. Olivia, I was wrong and I apologize for disrespecting you. Go ahead and talk. That's really simple. But I'm not going to apologize to you because that means that I have to treat you with mutual respect and I would be being fake and insincere. I think you're a cock. And until you prove it otherwise to me, I'm going to talk to you like a bitch. And if you don't like it, you know where I live. I've told you 100 fucking times. That's the only way to solve these problems. If you have some sort of personal fucking grudge with me, you know my address. You outed it in fucking private communication.
Yeah, okay. Obviously, through a private means of which, I'm trying to get to you. But yeah, okay.
No. But if you're trying to get to me, there's other ways to do it versus completely trashing a human being who has done nothing to you. Amy Stancombe.
I don't know about that, Matt. I'm not here to discuss, that person.
You're the victim.
So I don't know about that.
You're
I'm not
the
gonna-
victim. I forgot.
I'm not going to confidently say that she
You're
did
the-
nothing to me or
What'd she do to you? What'd she do you? Tell me what she did to you. Tell me. Tell me where she hurt you. Show me on the doll where she hurt you.
So let me get this straight. You're the one that's upset that I said these things to her, but you're
Upset?
telling me that I don't understand. Like,
Do you
You're
do you really think I'm upset?
I don't know. You don't
no,
know if
no.
I'm upset or not.
I never
You don't know
claimed
if
you
I'm
were up.
thrilled
I
about
never
this. You don't know if
claimed
I
you
think
were
that this is
upset.
so
I never
awesome.
claimed you were upset.
What was that?
You're the one that claimed that I was upset. Those words didn't escape my lips. Whether you're upset or not is immaterial to me. I don't give a fuck. But if you think this is
I
me
don't
upset, my wife just fucking went around with you and just bitch slapped you. I'm giving it 0-1.
Oh,
I
come
think
on.
she.
Again,
I think she could. I think she could take 10 rounds with
you.
you.
This is what you do to the other people. Bro,
She
this
just
is
bitch
what you
slapped
do to
you.
the other people that come
Don't
on.
be upset. You lost to a woman. What do you want? It's not her fault. It's your fault.
Well, I still need to answer his other question.
All right,
Okay.
answer his other question. Dude, it's not my fault you can't debate. You contradict yourself everything you say. You fucking talk in circles. You even the things that you wrote, you're complimentary to a person and then you fucking insult them. It literally leads like
No, that's
somebody
called
who
being
is
real. That's called being real, Matt.
I'm
That's
gonna
called
respect
being
you
real.
and
Are
then
an
call you a
intelligent
bitch?
person? Yeah, you are.
What
That's
the
real.
fuck are you?
That's
Whatever.
call
All right,
it
all right.
bitch
Let,
and this and that and mother effer and this and that.
yeah.
All of that is just
Oh,
bravado,
God, you're
bro.
so angry. I want to get Olivia to answer and answer your other questions. So let her do that. I'm sorry,
Okay,
Liv.
fair
Go
enough.
ahead.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Please.
Okay.
So, Kyrie, I have never compared you with the other Muslim men that I have had interactions with. Because I've had interactions
Okay.
with Muslim men that were absolutely amazing, and I've had interactions with Muslim men that were not so amazing, and they were douchebags. To be quite honest, when you first came on the show, I really liked you. I even told Matt that. I said, wow, I really like him. When we got off the first time you called in the video call, it's like, wow, I really like him. He's
Yes.
pretty cool. I hope he calls back. That was my first response. And then you were coming on the show, you were in chat, and I was like, awesome, this is great. He's cool. And then your true colors started showing, and you started making snide remarks and small comments and just little things. You would say something little that if you weren't really reading it, you would overlook it. But then you started getting ballsy and started saying other things and not so incognito with the way you were treating the women in the chat. And it got really bad. And you started, and your true colors showed with the way that you talked to women, because your responses to the men on the chat were not how the responses to the women. And that's why.
I see what you're
You are
saying.
not a
I-
nice
I-
human being. And you're not a nice human being, period. And you
I can take
can
that.
say
I can take
anything
that
you
jacket.
want. You can say anything you want, and you can defend yourself all you want. But your true colors show that you have absolutely no respect for women. None. And you can lie till the cows come home. That's great. But I will never believe you. And if you ever, I mean, you're a person that I wouldn't let my daughter go within 100 yards of. I mean, that you're the type
Okay,
of
once
person
again, what
and
kind
man.
of jacket exactly are you putting on me with that being that, I mean, like...
You're a threat.
But whatever.
You're
I
a
get it.
threat.
Well, for
I get
starters,
what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
trying to put a jacket on you. I don't get that
Okay, fair
analogy,
enough.
but okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I understand that. That is your right. Look, here's something that I think we all have to understand, right? One of the things that really attracted me to Matt's show from the very beginning, I remember him saying something to the effect that, you know, we're all Americans. We're all different. We all have a different way of looking at things. We all have a different way of looking at life. And you know what? That resonated with me. I thought maybe you guys would have been receptive to whatever it is that I've grown under when it comes to, let's say, how I should interact with certain people or a certain gender or this and that. I never meant to offend anybody, not in the chat. There's only one time where I can really cite that I have offended specifically a woman in your chat, and I'll say it right now. It was Tina Savage. I remember she said it was when, Matt, one of those episodes where Matt was calling me out, and then she said something to the effect of, well, why don't you assimilate? So, of course, I went at her with my own opinion to that matter, and if that came off disrespectful in any way, then I don't really know what to say to that other than just standing on business with what the message that I'm trying to convey.
Okay.
Other than that, I've treated you with respect.
No, you haven't.
I've treated Amy with respect. And
no, you haven't.
You mean the real estate
again,
woman?
You're putting,
No, you haven't.
The real estate
I didn't
woman,
know
right?
her name. Come on, man. I didn't know her name. And you know what, Matt? Let's be real. You know you're the star of that show. Like, I'm sorry if I didn't know her name.
What? What the fuck are you talking about? What does that mean? What? Help me understand what that means.
Does that mean? What do you mean? You're the star of the show?
Yeah, help me understand what that means.
Well, what that means is that when you think of Don't Unfriend Me, just as when you think of, I don't know, the Howard Stern talk show, obviously it's Howard Stern. That brand may not be your name, but you are the face of it. You go on Google, you look up Don't Unfriend Me, your face is the one that pops up. That's just what it is.
My son wants to chime in, and he's 11. He says, what? Let me explain what he's saying. Robin Quivers is the Howard Stern show. Howard Stern even says so. Howard Stern has wrote multiple biographies and autobiographies, and he has lent all the attributes and accolades to Robin. When he was snatched up by MSNBC and they would not allow her to be there, almost for a year, he manipulated, coerced, and cajoled his way to get her back on the show. Is that she was his yin to his yang. My wife does more on this show live than I could ever possibly do. That's not important. Am I the face of Don't Unfriend Me? I don't think Don't Unfriend Me has a face. I think Don't Unfriend Me is an idea that people all can relate to being defriended or being ostracized or castigated out from relationships based on their political beliefs. That's why I don't say Matt Spear show like Dan Bongino does, like fucking Crowder does, like Ben Shapiro does. So what I do is I put the Don't Unfriend Me show, and I've been told to make it the Dumb Show with Matt Spear by every person who has ever endorsed this show and tried to help me grow the show, and I won't do it. So for you to say that, I may talk a lot, and I do. But that's my own shortcoming. It's certainly not the doctrine of this company or what we represent. I appreciate your observation, but I completely disagree with it vehemently.
So, Kyrie, bummer. Tina had a message for him. She said,
go ahead and say it.
Glad you remembered my name, bro. You can still go fuck yourself. Did he hang up or did you hang up on him?
I didn't hang up on him. Oh. Why the fuck would I hang up on that call?
Oh, Kyrie. Oh.
We'll see if he calls back. He might have just gotten. See, Ethan.
Ethan is pissed.
This is their show together. My son is pissed, Kyrie.
Show some respect, okay, buddy?
And Kyrie, I just want to say something. Is that what he said?
Yes, the last comment, show some respect, okay, buddy?
Ethan goes, what the fuck? Let me explain something real quick. Kyrie, I'm not gonna you make a comment that you're the cat's meow and you've kicked people's asses and all my bravado. I've had 2 MMA fighters in this chat say that you have absolutely zero fucking talent, who are actual people who I know have fought in the ring and are considered at least semi-professional fighters. People who actually, maybe at an amateurish level, but participate in what you claim to be. And the comments were, and I didn't see what Tuner said, that your kicks are off balance, that your strikes are weak, that his wife is more effective. And let me tell you what, your debate skills are about as fucking well-rounded as your fighting skills. I have debated many people, and good, you're back. Okay, so I'm going to finish my statement. I have.
Whoa.
He keeps Keeps hanging up. I have debated thousands of people, from the days in Lions Club to Kiwanis, to opposition ideas sitting around the board in retail, to this show, to the nerd show that we did in 2015, the Nerd Fat podcast. I have debated thousands of people. Oh, all right. I'm not hanging up on you. Are you there now?
Yeah. I think.
Okay, great. Then I'm going to finish my comment. So no, I don't hang up on people. Okay. I only hang up on if you break the rules that we established at the beginning of the conversation. Why the fuck would I hang up on you? I didn't do that. It was a disconnect.
I never said that you did.
I know, and I'm just telling you, why the fuck would I? I would never do that. All right. I've debated thousands of people. Kyrie, let me tell you something. I know you have a passion for this. I know you're not a stupid guy. You're not dumb. I don't believe you're dumb. But you are not good at debate. So how about you do this? How about you stop trying to fucking prove your points, which you're incapable of doing because they're not resonating with anybody. Because everybody's seen the receipts. Everybody's seen the things you've said. Everyone has an interaction with you and they all fucking dislike you. So
That's okay
if you're
with me.
It shouldn't be.
I'm
It
not
should
the
no.
one
Let me
who's
finish.
friending
Let me
the
finish.
people on the
Let me
network. They were the ones
finish.
friending me.
Dude, shut up for a second. It's not that you can't be a strong and resilient human being without their endorsement. But at some point, brother, you're going to look around yourself and you're going to find out that you're alone. And it will become important to you. Maybe not now, but at some point in your life, you're not going to be okay with having people fucking hate you. Because trust me, as one asshole to another, it is a lonely fucking existence. It's a lonely existence. And I had to learn when to be this way and when not to be. You don't know when not to be. And it's not only
right.
on this. Okay,
You're
then
100% right.
shut up and fucking listen. And maybe you might learn something so you can start progressing and rehabilitating your image and at least this chat that might transfer over to your personal life. Your opinion is never more important than how you make people feel. Ever. If you can learn that, I promise you, you will be a better person. Because if you just remember, they don't care about your achievements. They don't care about your personal successes. They care about how you make them feel. And if you are a cocksucker, they will not come around anymore. I had to learn that many times throughout the years in my show that I was dropping viewers like crazy. And it's because I was being an asshole. And I still am an asshole, but at least I'm aware of it now and I apologize. You're sitting here defending yourself, and dude, you got nothing to defend yourself except for Matt said some mean shit about me after I was a complete cocksucker.
Bro, listen, you're absolutely right about everything that you just said. I'm not debating you on that, especially the last part that you said.
Great. Then you got some words to say to some people, and they're listening. And I don't fucking care what you think about me. You don't know me a goddamn thing. Because if you don't know me by now and know how that I work, I don't need a fucking apology from you. I don't want it. I want you to change your fucking attitude and be a part of this show, or I want you to fuck the right off. Period. Fuck the right off, or be a part of the show. But in order for you to do that, you got some things to say. So we'll wait and we'll listen. Go ahead.
What exactly? Okay,
I
think I know where you're going. I understand.
You know that little pride button's going off in your fucking head and dinging, and it's fucking going overtime right now. You know goddamn well what I'm saying. Don't sit here and play coy with me. You're like my fucking children. You know what to do. You don't want to do it. But you know you're calling in because you got a guilty fucking conscience for once in your life, and that's a good thing. So run with it.
Number one, Amy, I had no right to say some of the things that I said to you because some of those things I have no idea about. Just like if Matt decided to call me an incel or this and that.
No. You were doing so well. You were doing so well. You fucking were killing it. And you had to bring it back to your own pride. Let that shit go. Stop worrying about what I've said and take responsibility for what you said. And then you allow me to listen to that wash over me, and maybe, just maybe, I'll admit my fault in this fucking thing. But not if you sit here and give her a butt sandwich. An apology is an apology.
Well, hold on.
She's owed it.
Hold on. You think you have a fault in this?
Oh, of course I have a fault in this. But I'm not going to talk about it until you fucking take care of your responsibility for fucking going after the people who have no responsibility in this conversation and never have.
So let me get to that right now. Amy, I apologize for what I had to say to you. That was uncalled for. Another thing I wanted to address, Bubba, I had no problem with you whatsoever. I don't know what you're talking about with the LA story. Yeah, I was down in LA and I asked, you to tap in with me, or if you want to meet up or whatever. Okay, it never happened. I don't know what you're going off about other than whatever Matt has, with me, which has nothing to do with you. But whatever it is that I did to you personally, which I can't recall ever making you feel any kind of way, then I'm sorry if I did. But I just don't think that I have
Stop
done
the
anything.
butt.
But if I did, please tell
I'm
me.
sorry is a complete sentence. You're doing fine. Keep it up. I'm proud of you. You're almost there. I'm sorry is a complete sentence. Stop the butts. Everything you say after I'm sorry, dude, is just you telling us why you aren't. What's next? Who's next?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's a. I mean, you.
No, I don't want. No.
No.
How about the person who's in the other window over there? How about that insignificant fucking woman who shouldn't speak? How about her? You got something to say to her? Is there anything you want to you're sorry for, or is it just everyone else gets some love? Does Olivia get anything or no?
Well, here's the thing, right? I never did anything against her other than what you just mentioned earlier. Saying that I'm overlooking her or using you to get to, communicate with her, whatever it is. I mean, like,
right.
Okay,
Kyrie, I'm gonna let you off the hook. People are calling for the mercy rule. No, dude, you could have apologized. Here's what it comes down to, and I'm gonna speak for Olivia because you just sit there, little woman.
Would you like your pot pie of the show, dear?
As I am, she doesn't need your apology, and I'm not trying to dress you down. I'm trying to teach you something. Okay, the only thing I'm trying to teach you is that you are flawed. I am flawed. Everyone on this show has some sort of flaw. The difference is you try to exploit people's flaws and make them feel bad for them. We don't.
You're right.
Yeah. So that's the difference between you and me. You're
right.
a fucking you're a bully. Stop being a bully. That's all I got to say.
I got to say something real quick.
Okay, but he did apologize. He doesn't know how to apologize to you because I have a feeling he hasn't interacted with a lot of women like you.
Yeah, probably not. Amy accepts your apologies. She is still blocking you. She will not reopen that.
That's your choice.
My son is watching right now, and he knows he's 11. And his advice to you are 3 words: I'm sorry, ma'am. That's all you need to say.
Wow.
That is my 11-year-old that just told you to say that. He's being raised right.
All right. Fair enough.
All right. This has been a browbeating. Yeah, no, in 1 second. I have a question. You going to put this up on your YouTube channel like you put the other one up?
Well, I don't know, man.
Are you going to put this? Are you going to put it up? Hold on. You put up the one where you feel that you truly did something remarkable, and you put it up. When this is probably the most remarkable thing you've done in a long time, and this is the one that should go up. But that's up to you.
I will. You know what?
You should.
I will, and I'm going to tell you why. Because sometimes we all need to show people that, miscommunications happen. We all have our own differences aside of how we live, how we look at the world. And, sometimes this is what it has to come down to is a dialogue.
Okay, this wasn't a miscommunication. You communicated everything you intended to clearly. Okay. And I understand that you decided that you were somehow upset with me and decided to trash me with people, even though you don't think it's trashing. But I would never break you down to your lowest common denominator. I don't do that until it's done to me. And when you call me a social media influencer and an entertainer for the Jews and all this other shit, you and I both know what you were saying.
For any specific
You
people.
said I was shilling for the Jews. Come on. You inadvertently made that comment by saying that my time with the IDF, my relationship, what went on with my grandmother, made me a person who could not see clearly what the Jews were doing. And I was having rose-colored glasses. That's what you were insinuating. And I think that's completely
But
fucked.
you do see what they're doing. You've mentioned it.
Of course I do.
You flat out said that, you know what,
Right.
this is what they're going to do. They're going to go all out, and this is
Yeah.
what's going to happen. And they
Sure.
did exactly that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not to say that, like, you know what I mean, that you never had, spoken or had any type of criticisms towards their actions or the way they conducted themselves in whatever operations they were in. You mentioned all that.
Yeah. Then you shouldn't have said what you said. And you shouldn't have said the other things you said. And I'm not going to go over this. It's over. I don't want an apology. We're men. Jesus, dude, can we fucking just be men? Like I said, I wanted
Wait,
you to
one
show
more
up,
thing,
not
Matt.
wait.
Please,
I wanted
Matt,
you to
one
show
more
up not
thing.
because hold on. I wanted you to show up not so we
Okay.
could fight because you're younger. You're probably stronger. I don't know what your skill set is. I'm a cheating motherfucker. I don't fight fair. But I just wanted to get it over with. Like, I don't come from a world where we need to explore our feelings and fucking take showers together, yo. I don't even fucking care
Well,
about
actually,
this.
you do take showers in basic, but that's another story.
Okay, that's not funny. It's so okay. Whatever. Okay, I would cuddle with you if it was cold enough outside. Okay, who gives a fuck? The point is that I don't need to measure my dick against you, bro. I'm a 50-year-old man, and any fighting that I had in me is only reserved for a life and death situation. Okay, I don't have anything to prove to you. I know who I am. I am secure in my skin. What I have a problem with is that I didn't ban you until you started disrespecting the females on this show, and that shit don't fucking fly. You don't get to rip on Jews, which you didn't.
And that
You don't get.
okay.
You don't
and
get.
that I had apologized for.
All right, great. I know. Well, now you have. Now you have.
Yes.
You didn't. You denied it. Do you have a girlfriend? Okay, let me ask this. Are
I
you
have a
straight?
family. I don't put
Are you
them out
straight?
listen. What?
Are you straight? Are you straight? I'm not being
course I am,
insulting.
yeah.
I don't know
Of
if you
course
are.
I
I'm
am. Yeah,
asking
this
because
is
I don't know.
why-
I'm asking. It's a fucking question.
Okay,
Calm
okay,
down.
Fair enough.
I don't want to insult you if you're like, dude, I don't fucking like women. And this is why, because one broke my fucking heart. I don't know. I'm asking. So you have a family? Do you have a wife? Do you have a girlfriend?
Yes, this is
Okay.
why. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Good. No, I just was asking. So here's what I'll tell you.
And the reason why you don't know
Oh.
is because, look, do you remember that episode where I was driving in a car and I was on a video call with you? Do you remember that episode? And then you had that other white boy come in. I don't know. You said that he was like a Nazi sympathizer or whatever. I forgot his name, some blonde white dude.
I remember him.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Okay.
What about it?
Like when I was watching that, obviously I got off the feed and then, it was just with you three. And I'm like watching that and I'm thinking to myself, the absolute disrespect that this guy has towards your wife and your family and this and that. I'm like thinking, man, two things I was thinking about that. Later on, as of right now, I was thinking, I don't understand how Olive, could have thought that I was disrespectful when you had a guy like this say all the types of things that he said. And
okay.
I would never even imagine
Yep.
even saying any of those things.
Yep. That's a great point. And you know what? I'm going to let the little pretty little head woman answer it. And she'll tell you why she cared what you had to say and not him. Because she already told you.
Because you downgrade women. Your comments, and I don't know you on a personal level. I've never interacted with you outside of this show. But the interactions that we've had on this show, you downgrade women. You
That's
disrespect
not why.
women.
You're not telling him the
It's-
truth. She liked you, dude. She thought you were an okay guy, and she was impressed by you. And she thought that a Muslim like you, who came in with humility and was different than anything she ever experienced, and then you filled the fucking stereotype, dude, and it disappointed her. She won't say that because that's not my wife. She'll call you a cock, but when it comes to that,
But that
I'm telling you,
stereotype
that's
is not
why.
indicative of the Muslim culture. That's
Then
indicative
don't act like it.
Like I said, I have met Muslim people who are amazing. I've met Muslim people who are not amazing. So, you showed as you became more comfortable on the show. And I don't know if you were joking, but one time might be a joke, but the multiple times is not.
It's behavior.
It is. You disrespected women, and I was not going to have it. Not on this show. And if that's not you, then that's great. But then you need to show it.
Ethan says the biggest insult to you is she will never make you a pop pop.
Oh my God. He's got your sense of humor.
All right,
Oh
listen,
my God.
Kyrie. Here's what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go ahead and just do this, and I'm gonna say I've been through this conversation before. I've had this conversation done to me, and certainly not live, but it was in front of a group of people, and I got undressed by one of my best mentors and friends who honestly created this show because his wife ostracized us, and he allowed executive leaders to tear into me, and I had to sit here and take it. And he goes, "You say one fucking word, you're fired." And I had to listen honestly to what people thought of me. And it was the most embarrassing and fucking horrible experience. And then I had to apologize. And it felt like I was 4 years old and I just punched my brother and I had to go shake his hand and tell him I'm sorry when I didn't want to. Whether you take this experience like that, that's fine. I will unblock you. You're more than welcome to participate in the show. But if you even remotely decide to treat people the way you treated them before, you're gone. And that may not matter to you. And whether you take advantage of this or not really is immaterial to me. I hope you come back. I hope you watch the show. I hope you participate in a thought-provoking manner. I hope you joke. I hope you and Tina can get along because you didn't apologize to her. And that's the one fucking lady you don't want to piss off because that chick can put you in handcuffs and throw you in fucking jail. She's a badass, man. And let me tell you something. I can't say something, but that woman has more honor and more integrity than I ever wish I could have. And I cannot tell you why, but she is an incredible human fucking being. I admire her more than just about any person in my life after something that she did with me. And I can't go into it. I cannot go into it, but I will tell you it was amazing. So that's all I got to say. You got 1 minute like everybody gets. Go ahead.
So as far as Tina goes, I never meant any harm, towards her in any kind of way. Your wife did mention earlier that, when you mentioned a Chris Brown comment, that it was a joke. Okay. She also mentioned, I hope you're not really like that. Okay. The truth is I'm not. If I'm going to have an interaction with a person on a daily basis, it's obviously going to be cordial like anybody else. I'm not going to go out of my way to disrespect people or this and that. But I will say this. One of the things that I really related on with Matt, being that he's a California guy, you know what it's like growing up here. Everybody's always, oh, whoop-de-woo, this and that. Oh, you're not good enough, this and that, whoop-de-woo, always talking smack or this and that. Growing up in a culture like that does affect you in a mental way. And that's all that I really have to say about that. And I think you understand that more than anything, I think.
I do.
Especially being a former Californian yourself.
Okay. And I will say that your insecurities and your crosses are yours to bear and nobody else's. If they want to bear your cross, then you've got to share with them in a way that they want to carry it with you. But you don't castigate your aspersions on people in order for them to somehow provide you some type of solace or, conciliatory
No,
type
no, no, no.
relationship.
I'm not saying that that's the reason why I'm doing it. I'm not
Oh,
saying that
okay.
I'm doing
Well,
that because of out of
okay.
spite. I'm just saying that when you grow up in a culture like that, you're used to being that way. And obviously,
Yeah.
the military may have contributed some parts of that to your personality, but maybe a lot of that had a lot to do with your past experiences that I'm not going to go into, respectfully speaking, with the things that you've mentioned in your life. So,
Dude, you and I are not alike.
no, I
Okay.
never said that. I said
Okay,
that.
good, because you keep trying to like assimilate some sort of common denominator between you and I.
No,
I am
what
not
I'm-
like you.
no,
I am
no,
not.
what I'm
Hold
trying
on.
to
I am
say-
not. Carrie,
Okay.
shut up. I'm not like you. I don't believe
I
in
never
what you
said
believe
you
in.
were.
Okay, then don't say that you're trying to go ahead and figure out what contributed to who I am. You don't know me. You don't know anything about me. You have collected things that you try to use against me that ultimately fucking backfire, but you don't know who I am. And you don't know what I've done, and you don't know what I've seen. And for you to assume that you and I have commonality, it's not because we don't. It's that you wouldn't know. Because those conversations have never taken place between you and I. So anything that you're doing is
All
presumption.
right, fair enough.
Okay, good.
That's
So
a
let's
fair-
do this.
that's a
Let's
fair
stop.
statement.
Let's stop here, because whatever you were calling in for, you got and more. And I didn't have any expectations for this phone call. And let's end it here, because it can only go bad from here, because we ended on a good note. You got your minute. I've spoken my piece. You noticed I didn't point any fingers. I just answered your questions. I don't want to relitigate our relationship. As far as I'm concerned, that shit's over. Don't let it happen again. That's it. And then I will go ahead and say what I was going to say, is that the things that I have said were incredibly rude, incredibly insensitive, and I don't have any fucking clue if any of those things are true. All I know is I know what buttons to push on you, and I did it. Okay?
Yeah, you did. You
Yeah.
did, man.
Dude,
Good
don't
banter. Good
don't
banter,
head
though.
fuck don't head fuck a head fucker. That's the rule. I head fuck better than anybody. I'm good at it.
You said that. You said that. Yeah, that's well said. I don't know why. That's exactly what I was thinking. But yeah, you said that well.
Okay, then goodbye. Have a great night and enjoy California. You're still in California, so I can't say be safe because I don't think the hurricane's going to hit there. All right, have a good night. Thanks for calling us.
You as well.
All right,
Later.
all right, bye.
Ethan
Jeez.
just made that entire phone call.
Yeah,
with
Ethan
his
did.
comments.
Ethan did great.
Oh,
Ethan's
my gosh.
funny.
Oh
Ethan-
yeah, he gets his sense of humor from you.
Listen,
Totally.
listen, folks. We listen. There were so many things I wanted to talk about, and I didn't get to talk about them. So if it's okay, I'm going to do a quick 5-minute high level, just to get to some things, because I think we need to clear the weekend desk, and it's important. You guys have a great weekend, Matt and Olivia. You got it, Thomas. Thanks, brother. I
Thank
appreciate
you. And
everybody
thank
who.
you all for the donations and everyone who came back.
Yeah. Did we get some? I see
No,
a couple
not
more.
anymore since we came back, but we went over our goal and then some, and we really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. It helps out, especially now. We need all we can help. Okay. There is a video I have to show you. I can't show it to you tonight, but it's of Cenk Uygur and Alex Jones, and I don't think anyone has seen it. It is fucking awesomely bad. And Alex Jones is like the Sharks, and Cenk Uygur and the Young Turks are the Jets, and they're like, and they literally almost have a rumble. And this is like 2016, 2017, I think, and it is incredible. I mean, total meltdown, almost civil war fighting going off. Alex Jones getting spit on, Cenk Uygur pulling off his coat and ready to rumble. If you haven't seen this, I'm going to show it to you on Monday. It's that good. There's another video I want to talk about with Donald Trump, that this gentleman, Kevin Corke, is somebody who Olivia and I both know he was a sports columnist in Denver, and he covered the Avalanche and the Broncos. And we've been talking through Twitter, and it's nothing serious, but I'll be like, Kevin, great job. And he's like, hey, thanks, and I don't know him personally, but at least he's a Twitter friend, kind of like Damani became, and Ryan and other people. But he's got Eric Weinstein on, and it is an incredible interview. It's about 8 minutes, and it talks about how they will never let Trump be Trump again. And that was something that obviously I said. I want to play that on Monday. I've got a good one between Mehdi Hassan and Piers Morgan, which is just interesting. Kamala's blunder. But this is, I've got one for Brittany Griner. I've got some good stuff, but we're going to hold that because that's going to be Monday. But I want to show you, you guys remember I was talking about the missiles with Dan Bongino? I was talking about the man pad and shoulder mounted Stingers. And one of our fans, and I don't want to say somebody's name because I don't want to out them if they don't want me to say it, showed me a clip of Dan Bongino addressing it today. And Dan has a rule. He doesn't talk about something until it's like 24 hours. I'm usually the same way unless I have something that is from a credible source. But it's hilarious. I mean, we are almost spot on in our assessment from how Stingers have been a real big issue for about 35 years. I said the same thing that he said. No, I said it, then he said it. Talking about the extreme rarity of Stingers. The probability of hitting Air Force One and Air Force Two is almost zero. The ability to hit Trump's jet is possible, but he said he didn't know about the countermeasures. I do know about the countermeasures on Trump jet, but it was really cool to see. And honestly, this is just me feeling really good about the reporting we did. And on the thing, the fan was like, hey, you should go watch Matt Spear. He said this last night. And of course, I was on there and I'm like, hey, I just watched Dan. He is a much more credible source than I am, but it is nice to know that we're lockstep and in line. So I wanted to show this to you just so you guys can get a little news before the weekend. And it's really cool. And I was really excited to see it. I thought it was pretty neat. So here you go.
Because I really don't feel the need to be first. And it's what's led us to being the most popular live stream in the world. Because people know they can come here for truth. However, this is such a serious story. I'm going to kind of get out in front of it right now because I got a text this morning from a very important person in our movement who was very concerned about this. It's been going around online and on social media that what we would call SAMs, it's not like Sam's Club, but surface-to-air missiles. Basically, shoulder-fired missiles that go from the ground and then take out a target in the air, whether a helicopter, a plane, whatever it may be. There is a story going around the internet for those of you in the chat, because I want to make sure we're not crazy here. Have you guys heard this story? Just a quick yes or no. Because I've gotten so many emails, I'm actually a little overwhelmed. If I get 10 emails on a topic, it's a big deal. If you get 1,000, it's like people are going crazy. Okay, you've heard about it. Okay, a lot of, man pads, that kind of stuff, okay? Here's what I know so far. I'll tell you what I do know. Given my 12-year background and contacts, the surface-to-air missile threat to, say, Trump's plane, Air Force One, Air Force Two, any plane carrying a protectee is real. It's been a threat for a long time. That's what I also know is, thankfully, it is extremely difficult, however, but not impossible. We clear? I don't want anyone to misconstrue what I'm saying. It is extremely difficult, however, not impossible, to get your hands on a surface-to-air missile within the United States. It's not like buying a Saturday night special on the corner of...
I said that exact... Do you guys remember? I said, it's not like going into a gun store and buying a 22. So I know this is like me toot my own horn a little bit, but I like Dan. And I admire him quite a bit. And I sent him his first wooden flag. And I don't know if he got it, but one of our customers bought all the Fox Hosts wooden flags through Flags of Valor. So I just kind of felt special about that. And I signed the back of it. So to me, I kind of admire the guy and I like the guy a lot. So to have us, Thomas says, I think he was watching my show. Wait, because it gets weirder. I mean, it really is We're lockstep. I mean, I wonder if the people who I talk to are people that he talks to, because the shit that I got is almost identical to what he said, which is interesting.
Sutter Avenue in Pennsylvania in the 7-5 precinct when I was a cop. It is really difficult. They are relatively tightly controlled within the United States. There are tons of them around the world. There are probably still some running around from the Afghan war with the Soviets. I'm not saying it's impossible. Hear what I'm telling you. I'm just telling you it's really difficult. Now, having said the latter, that around the world, these things are a lot easier to grab, what are the chances one was smuggled in? Folks, here's what I know. My sources are telling me that this threat has been a threat for a really long time, that basically the story, I don't want to say it doesn't change anything because that sounds like they don't care.
That's what I said. It doesn't change anything.
They do care, but the things they've been doing to mitigate it, they've been doing forever. Now, that makes me a little bit worried. Why? Because the Secret Service in the past, ladies and gentlemen, has been way behind on technology. You're seeing it now with the drone story. I'll go into it on Monday, but Susan Crabtree has another
It is so, I mean, we talked about the drone. It's just cool, man. I'm sorry. I'm a little starstruck.
banger story at Real Clear about the Secret Service's resistance to drone programs. Here's the issue. Am I talking too much about this? Because I'm
Sounds
okay.
like you
So
too.
the same
military, I'm not going to say too much, but I'm going to say enough that you understand the depth of the problem. The military handles the security around Air Force One and Air Force Two.
Yep.
Okay.
Every airport has, I said, National Guard Squadron. It has radar intelligence that is based off military. They are scanning for threats. They're scanning for surface-to-air missiles. They're scanning for any squawks coming from a Stinger base, which is infrared predominantly, which is an IR-based system. But there are other weapon systems which will that are man-portable that can actually use radar and actually use technology to track targets based on IFF transponders and overall radar signature. So it was interesting that he called that out too. So it's really exciting that first of all, he's always credible, which excites me because I think it's awesome, and that he nailed it. And the fact that we said this, 16 hours before he did, kind of cool.
So Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, I believe, are as safe as they can be against the surface-to-air missile threat. I didn't say safe. I said safe as can be. Again, I don't want any of my words misconstrued. The problem we have with Donald Trump right now is, and I'm telling you what I don't know. I don't know the level of security surrounding his aircraft or not. I don't know. They're saying now that they're going to build him up to a presidential level of security. If the threat is as real as they say it is, assuming these weapons were smuggled in, that's a big assumption. I don't know that. I'm just saying it's an internet rumor, but it doesn't mean it's not true. I'm just telling you, I'm not sure that they can acquire that level of technology that fast because it's the military. You hear me? The military, not the Secret Service, that provides a lot of the countermeasures on these aircraft. And it's going to be very difficult to buzz in the military because Donald Trump's not the sitting president, especially with 40 days to go. My conclusion, so I don't leave this dangling and talking.
And the only thing that was different is if you look at Donald Trump's plane and you look at the overall profile of his plane and what he flies versus the KC-10 and other Air Force civilian-based aircraft that's been militarized, retrofitting his plane with foil packs and any type of chaff is a very easy situation to do because they currently have civilian-based aircraft that have been converted to military style. So I am very confident that Donald Trump's personal plane has been retrofitted with these electronic countermeasures. That's the only thing that we differ on.
Ridiculous high level words, whatever. It's a real threat. I'm worried. He should be worried. And the Secret Service and the military better be taking this seriously because say it's a 99% chance it's a rumor. What does that mean? That means there's a 1% chance it's not. And the Secret Service doesn't get paid to think about the 99%. It gets paid to think about the 1% chance that this is going to happen. There's a 1% chance a guy's going to go sit by the fence line and try to shoot us with an SKS with a scope. Yeah, that happened. That was a clip from the Dan Bongino.
All right, so that's it. I'm going to let Olivia get some rest because she's tired. It's been a long weekend. She's already like punching out. But I think Trump is in a Boeing 757, if I'm not mistaken, and Air Force has retrofitted 757s in its air guard. There's no reason that they would not have countermeasures for this, and the processes of this taking place requires an interceptor system, an AEM or ECM style. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything else. It's just going to require some retrofitting with radar systems, with communication systems, and then overall deployment systems to achieve this. It's a cost feature. It's certainly not a time feature. Anyway, it was very interesting to hear that. Liv, I love you,
I love you too.
and you're amazing.
Thank you.
I'm sorry that you had such a shitty week, and we'll do what we do as always. We'll get through it together. Copious amounts of sex always help. So you have that to look forward to. So you can, you get your 1 minute, honey. Go ahead.
Just thank you everyone again for the messages and reaching out, and it really, really meant a lot to me. It really did. So
Yeah. Thanks everybody for watching the Don't Unfriend Me show. Thank you for helping us hit our goal. When we get back on Monday, I still think we'll have a night or two to maybe break that 4K mark. Those donations will help us with everything. It'll help us with food. It helps us with lights.
night, Monday.
Yeah, we have one night. So it helps us with everything. So there's no doubt that stays here. We now have Venmo. The app, I've got an update from Jason. Apple's still being a pain in the ass. We are on Android. We're waiting for Apple approval, and then we will launch it to everybody. Please go to the Don't Unfriend Me store at thedumbshow.com. You can pick up some great coffee. You can also pick up the Documents of Freedom, any shirts and hats. We have it all there. Go take a look and enjoy. Thank you for all you do. Have a safe weekend. Be careful. Rising water is not a joke, and especially the intensity of this storm is incredible. People have died. I think 27 people have died.
28 as of this afternoon. I'm sure it's gone up.
It's probably gone up. So thank you guys for everything you do. Thanks for watching Don't Unfriend Me show. I'll have this on the podcast tomorrow morning. I'm not going to do it tonight, and I will see you on Monday. God bless. See ya. Maybe.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, and Olivia. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.